Okay, awesome. All right, so my name is Kelly Hoover. If I haven't had an opportunity to meet you all yet, but I am excited that we are together on this morning. What is really the point of doing income producing activities? It is really like this entire method, this hour that we're going to spend together, it is to create engagement. It is to create, really you showing up in other people's feeds, a genuine way to build your relationships online. And so not feel spammy and not feel those things. And I promise you, if this is something that you are consistent at in your business, over time, you will have people coming to your inbox. You will know how to serve your audience better. And so the very first thing that we are going to do, we are going to set timers. I will write in the chat group, what we are working on each time. I'll try to remember to write that. I'll try to also give you guys a 1 or 2 minute warning because I know time flies, goes by really fast. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend 10 minutes on birthday messages, okay? And you'll find all of us do it a little bit different, but the way that I personally like, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, is I will go to my Facebook, okay, and on my main screen, I usually do it from my computer. I will go directly there to my Facebook, and on the right hand side, it says birthdays. So I see that I have 11 birthdays today, and I like to pull them all up. And then I start to look at them. The very first thing that I do is I will say, who on here do I not really want to be friends with anymore? I know that sounds harsh, but there are some people on here that maybe I became friends with like a while ago. We've never really interacted. They don't fit my avatar anymore. So this is a really great way to sort of clean up your friends list, if you will. So that's usually the first thing that I do because, it is funny. I hate to unfriend people on their birthday, but it does happen. So I sort of look through and say like, oh, okay, who do I not want to be friends with? I actually see one person, a guy I went to high school with. I'm like, I don't really need to be friends with. He doesn't fit my avatar. So I actually will unfriend them. And I don't say happy birthday because I don't want them to know. Like, why? The next thing that I do is I like to personally open up. I will click on the person's name and I will open it up. I will say happy birthday to them on their page. So for example, like Donna's birthday, I will say happy birthday, Donna. I tag them so they're getting something, not just that I said happy birthday, but they're getting an acknowledgement that I tagged them. And then immediately I go into their messenger and I will say something like, I wanted to personally wish you a happy birthday. It's kind of crazy right now, celebrating, something along those lines, but I do ask them a question. You can find your birthdays on your phone, Jasmine, if you search in the search bar and type birthdays. That's generally how I find it. Also, usually sometime in the morning, it'll pop up and I click on that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set the alarm and we're going to get started. You guys, there's a few examples Blair and I also put into the chat. About 4.5 minutes left, you guys. About 2.5 minutes. Okay, you guys, finish up. I know, Blair. That's what I thought too. Never happens finishing them all up. So, you guys, if you haven't finished up your birthdays, grab yourself a little note, and that's something that you can do when we get off of the working Zoom. One of the other things also that I will share, I know if you didn't check out the chat, Blair and Tish were chatting about what sort of do you say if someone responds back, and if you want to offer them a birthday sample. I know a lot of us will do that for people on their birthdays, or at least start having a conversation about that. Blair put some her responses in there, so you may want to take over there and just you can copy them for next time. One of the things I always do with birthdays is, let's say that you are looking at them, you're seeing what your old conversations or you weren't. If it's someone that you really are drawn to and you really want to stay connected with, or you want to build a relationship with them, like make note of that, right? Make note of that so you can start, following them on their social media, and you can start really connecting with them on a genuine space. So that is something that I always do. I know I always uncover people that I've never actually had a conversation with. For example, today I had two people I've been friends with for over 2 years, and we've never engaged in on social media before. So the next time we're going to spend 8 minutes, we are going to go onto Facebook and we're going to go into our stories. Okay, so if you don't know where stories are, if you open up your Facebook and you go, I do this on my phone. If you're got your phone and your computer out, I think it's easier. You go to your stories up here, and that's where they are. And so what you really want to do, if you have a team or you have customers, you want to engage with people that are not on your team. We love our team. That's a whole separate time. Right now we're really working on income producing activities. And so you want to go comment on non-thriver stories. Here's what you also want to do. Don't just give them a heart emoji or a hand clap, okay? You want to say something and ask a question so you can start to get to know them. You can start to really see how you can show up and serve them and start to build a relationship with them. One of the things I like to do the most is I like to just scroll through my stories, because these are the stories I don't typically see the most. So we're going to spend 8 minutes doing that. And if you do finish that, then I want you to go and post something on your own story. Okay, I'm going to set the timer. Okay, so Tish asked if a lot of people are selling other things. It depends on what they're selling. Like, and this is just my personality, you guys, so it depends, but depends on what your personality is. But I did respond, and occasionally I do. I'll see if people like showing a handful of 10 vitamins, and they're like plant extracts or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can never take that many pills. Or something, like if I have a relationship with them, like that sort of thing. So you just have to do what your personality is. Um, you could always respond to someone and ask them how long they've been doing it or what their next goal in their business is. About 2.5 minutes. Okay, finish up what you are doing. Time goes by fast. All right, everyone. Let me know too in the chat if you guys have any questions. The next 10 minutes, we're going to go to our actual news feed. Now, some of you will, have certain people that you're really engaging with and you're really supporting on their social media. But go into your news feed. We're going to do this for 8 minutes. Go into your news feed and comment on maybe your samplers, comment on your newer customers, your newer team members, or anybody that you just see something you're drawn. These are intentional, genuine comments. And if you find yourself, a lot of times what happens is we find ourselves seeing the same people. And a lot of times they end up being our teammates because that's who we're commenting on and stuff. And you really want to boost your algorithm by commenting on other people's things. So if you need to directly go to someone's feed so you can see what what they've posted to go comment, then definitely do that. So we're going to spend 8 minutes doing that. And I'll start with the timer. About 1 minute left, you guys. Okay, that's the timer. All righty. So our next one, you guys, and that is something, the engagement, it's something that if you ever, you should do a few times through the day. If you're going on social media, you find yourself scrolling, be intentional about your scroll. Set your time for, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, so you don't look down and you're like, holy crap, it's 22 minutes later and I have not done anything to help build my business. So make sure that you're very intentional with your time on social media. The next thing that we are going to do is make a Facebook post. So if you've already made that post, then you can go on and put something in your stories if you have not done that yet, or continue with one of the activities that we did before, or maybe you pop over to spend 8 minutes on Instagram engaging. But we're going to set the timer for the next 8 minutes for a post, what you want to do. So remember, with your post, do something that is either engaging. It's Tuesday, so you can do a transformation Tuesday. You can do something along the lines of, we get paid today. So you never want to be boastful or say like, all these wonderful things about getting a paycheck. But you could say something about the business, about it being free, about earning residual income. You could say something that piques the interest, because we do have that monetize your scroll tonight in our Wi-Fi wealth group. So you could make a post about something along those lines. So spend 8 minutes, make a post. Again, if you've already made a post or the timing isn't right now, then write your post for later in the day. But spend this time sort of cultivating that.
Kelly, do you mind if I answer Jasmine's question by talking? You're muted. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay. Jasmine, you said you're drawing a blank for posts and ideas for me to build on a bit. So here's the thing, guys. You may not know, you might not have seen the training I did last week, but we actually created, Kelly helped me with this. We took some time and brainstormed. We made a whole social media calendar, guys. It's found on our team page, United We Thrive, under the unit called social media. And it's so awesome. So like for today, for example, for Tuesday, let's see, we're on what? The third Tuesday of the month, I think. So payday, share a personal story or use the graphics on the team page under albums, business stories to talk about what residual income does for you, how you monetize your scroll or something like that, or maybe just something you're grateful for. Or you could talk about auto bonus, or you could highlight one of the 12 parts of the compensation plan. I mean, there's all kinds of great ideas on that. So if you print it out, guys, then you always have it and it's easy to just look at because sometimes it's hard to think of something on the fly.
100%. The other thing that you can also do, Jasmine, sorry I didn't see your message. I was making a post. The other thing that you can do is if you ever, feel like lack of inspiration is go to Pinterest and look up like a quote or something along those lines. Also, whenever you're in a really creative mood, a lot of us will brain dump into our Trello board. I think of posts a lot of times when I'm exercising or first thing in the morning, but they're not meant for me to post right then. So I always have like a post sort of waiting in the wings for the right timing. So maybe block off a time where you can just brain dump some posts when you're really creative. So, okay, you guys, so we are going to spend the rest of the time into a Facebook group. So I just want to touch really quick on Facebook groups because this truly can be a place where you do meet your ideal clients, you do meet your avatars, you do meet, lots of people that you really truly can build those relationships with. And I'll tell you, when you invest time in building relationships inside groups, people do come to your inbox, people do ask you questions, and you never have to be the person that says like, thrive, 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 right? So really, if you're not in a group, the first thing is to choose 1, 2 groups at the max. Like these are groups that you're going to engage in, you're going to love in, you're going to post in, make sure that you can post in them. And so I encourage everybody to post like once a week at least. So a post would be like asking a question. That's really truly the best way to start to get to know people, is to ask an opinion generating question, something that people like. So for example, a great question I recently asked, I genuinely wanted to know this inside of a group, was about meal services. We're getting tired of eating the same food. So what meal services do you use? And tell me how you like them. You guys, it was, I don't even know, 200 comments, all these people sending me discount codes and all these different things. It was wonderful. So I was able to say, okay, I signed up for some of these meal services. I'm able to go back in. But here's the cool thing. I was able to really generate some conversations like, why do you like this one? People are like, I tried, 8 of them. And I got a lot of talk. Okay. So I can work really, truly from that post for a month. So think about that as just an idea. You can also do, post an article, post a funny meme. But the thing is finding those groups, the people that are inside those groups, really cultivating relationships. So what happens when we're going to go in and we're going to work in these groups? What are you going to do? If you have not made a post, that is the first thing. If you haven't made a post in the last week, make a post. Make a post and find, something that does value or will generate comments. All right. Now, when someone, or if you've already made a post, you want to go into your post and you want to engage with the people. So for example, let's say that Beth and Tish and Jasmine and Tiffany, they all, said something on my post. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say, that is great. Say something underneath, but then I will direct message them if they are someone I want to engage with. Okay, I'll send them a friend request, I'll direct message them, and I may say, hey, look, I'm so glad you introduced me to Home Chef. I just signed up for it. Like, how many meals a week do you do? Or do you have a coupon code or something that relates back to how we met? All right, and then we'll just start generating a conversation. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes. So choose one group and we're going to go work and engage in it. About 2 minutes left, you guys. All right, you guys, that is the timer. Oh, good, Blair. You put some. Yes, perfect. You guys also do not forget about the monthly promo that's going on from Blair this month, and make sure that you update everything inside the tracker. She is giving someone $1,000 this month towards your mortgage. So it's incredible. Definitely participate. We want the participation to make sure that it's at an all-time high, because I know if she has great participation, she is going to think about maybe doing something else in August. Maybe even, I've heard, maybe a Louis Vuitton. So make sure that you guys spread the word on your chat groups. Let people know whether they are new or they are old. Imagine what $1,000 can do for someone to help pay their mortgage, help put groceries, whatever they use it for. So, and then also, you will probably hear about this on the team page, but making sure that the announcements that you guys check out every single Sunday, the new announcements come out. This week is our first week with our new times with Working Zoom, and there are more options offered. So, and if you happen to miss them, you guys, you can grab one of the recordings at any point and, you know, go and just have the Working Zoom amongst your own time. So proud of you all for being on. There's another one tonight at 9 p.m. And then also in the potential promoter group, which has changed names. Wi-Fi Wealth Live is now the name. It used to be Thriving to Freedom. That is also monetizing your scrolls also in there tonight. So, all right, you guys, y'all have an awesome Tuesday. We'll talk soon. Thanks for hopping on.